Hello everyone. So today's project is to build a 8-foot by 8-foot covered deck off of my awningless trailer. Didn't want to buy an awning because they were like super expensive, and I wanted something more stable when the winds come and such. My sister's trailer has this beautiful awning, and every time the wind blows, it feels like it's gonna tip the whole trailer over. So I wanted something more stable since this is a permanent install for the trailer here. And so I planned on an 8-foot by 8-foot deck with I'm gonna do a corrugated PVC, clear PVC roofing sheets on the top of it. And in all my planning and purchasing of all this lumber, which cost me, I think I spent like a total of $400. I had some recycled wood, but I decided I wanted to be able to walk outside in my socks or bare feet, and I don't think I'm going to be able to use those 2x3s for what I want. Plus the 4x4 posts that I had were pretty rough looking. And I didn't want my mom to come over and get splinters in her hand trying to get up the stairs because she's wheelchair bound, and I just figured I'd just spend the money on the wood. So what I did was I planned for an 8-foot by 8-foot deck. Got all my measurements, my plans all written out. What I forgot about was I have a window here that opens from the outside. And so to put a beam right in front of that window means I wouldn't be able to open that window all the way. So then if I go, because my original deck was going to stop here where that pier block is, which would have put a beam right in the middle of the window. So now what I'm doing is I am scooting the whole deck over to right at the edge of the door, which I really don't like. I wish I would have just gone with a 10-foot deck instead, but I've already got the boards and I don't have a truck, so it's a hassle getting the wood here. So, I'm like seriously relying on friends and family or whatever to stop, and it's not like it's a convenient place. It's like 30 miles away where I have to go get the wood. So, yeah, it just delays the project even more. So instead what I'm going to do is start the deck right here underneath this railing. And I'm going to move the posts are going to be in more. So I've already got the sand poured for this one, but I'm going to actually wind up moving it in about a foot. And a foot on the other side so that I have space there, which means that there's going to be this big ugly post in the middle of my deck, but my doors and windows were open. So anyhow, that's the plan for now. It may change. I'm going to get started on this because it's already late in the afternoon. I forgot sand for setting these blocks. I'm pretty much on rocks here. This is it's kind of a joke in our town, but this is pretty much some dirt with a whole bunch of rocks. You can see over here, no, we did not have a bunch of gravel dumped. This is the kind of soil that we have here. It's all this rocky stuff. And so that's basically what's underneath the vegetation over here. So I'm just, it's pretty solid. I'm just adding sand so that I can have a level base to get started with, and hopefully that sand won't erode away anytime soon. But anyhow, so that's the project for today. Stay tuned, and I will hopefully remember to post updates. Hey all, so I keep forgetting to do updates. Let me get off this deck. video updates are, I just keep forgetting. I guess I'm not a very good vlogger. Anyhow, but this is what we got done so far. I say we because my friend Wes came over. I was in tears the first day because I was trying to get these 4x4 posts up, and they're 10 foot tall, and I was trying to do it by myself, and that was like impossible, trying to hold it in there and screw it into, I don't know if you can see this, but oh, you can't see it on that one. But on this one, they have these brackets that hold the 4x4 posts in there, and so when you start the deck, you have to put the 4x4 in there and hold it steady and get a couple screws in there, and I'm just too old and weak to be able to do that by myself. So my friend Wes did come over and helped me get those put in and plumbed up, and then he helped me do the framing on the outside. These are 2x10 boards around the outside. The deck is actually 8 feet this way and 10 feet this way, and then yesterday I got all the lumber cut around the posts, and I did that using the skill saw and then also my handy dandy Dremel to do the part across here on each of the pieces. So got all that done and got the 10 foot 2x6s that make up the deck boards. I got all those cut yesterday, so today I'm going to be spacing them correctly and then screwing them in, and then hopefully, if I don't run out of time, I'm going to be doing some box steps down here. Box steps they're going to be 2x6 boards, and they're going to be cut. It's going to go between the two posts here, and you just make a box with a piece in the middle, and then you put two 2x6s on it, and then you make another box for the top, and you put two 2x6s across the top. And if I remember, because I'm so horrible about this videoing, but if I remember, I will video that as I go. The problem is in the afternoon it gets so hot because I get afternoon sun on my deck, and so it gets so hot that my brain just stops functioning, and I forget. So anyhow, so for now I will go ahead and get these boards screwed in. This deck is going to have a PVC roofing on the top. There's clear PVC roof panels. There's 5 of them that are going to go across the top. These 2x4s here are just there to help brace the 4x4 posts for now and keep them plumb. They should be pretty plumb because, oh, Dilly wants to be a star. They should be pretty plumb because this is not moving anywhere. I'm like shaking it with all my might. And but I have 2x8s that go across the top, and it'll be a pitched roof. I still have to figure out the slope of it and then cut the rafters and put those up, and then it's just a matter of screwing on the PVC roof pieces, which I have not yet bought because I didn't want them laying around and getting messed up in the wind or with the dog or whatever until I was ready to place them. So I will probably go purchase those this weekend and get them put up. So that's the plan. Anyhow, let me get back to work here. After I'm done with that, I still need to, I sprung a tiny leak across the front here, which started leaking down the inside of it wasn't really leaking, it was more like weeping down the inside of my cabinets in the bedroom. And so I have more butyl tape that I'm going to put across that seam on the front here, and that should help with that. But so far that's the only leak that I found, so that's awesome. Well, I say that, but I also sprung a leak on the top of this light. There's a hole, or there's a crack. Now that I have a deck here, I can actually see that there's a crack in the casing on the outside, and so it's leaking in onto the bulb, and so the bulb only works for a minute or two before it goes back out again, and so I need to get a new casing from this, which means another trip over to my favorite store, West Coast RV Recyclers. Anyhow, so I just gotta pull that one off and go down and find a match for it. And then butyl tape that and put it back on. The downfall to this deck, the planning of it was not fun, and didn't realize until I got it put up that the beam is right in front of my outlet out here, and this outlet looks like it was added later, and a switch is right inside the door. And so once I get the roof built, I want to put hanging lights around the rafters and plug them in there. But you can see it's going to work out okay, because at least it'll open enough to get the plug in there. And then the other outlet that's out here, I wanted underneath the deck, and it's just outside the deck. So it was either that or block it like we did on the other side. So I just decided to keep it on the outside. So I will have to go through and reseal this because it's not the best. But yep, that's how far we got so far. After the deck is done, then we'll be doing skirting around the outside to help keep it warm in the winter. And I think I'll be done for the building portion. Hey folks, so I just want to let you know that I have completed all the screwing down of the boards on the deck. I did not get the steps built today because 4 Makita batteries here, and all 4 of them are dead because I didn't charge them last night. But yep, so that's basically all I got done today. Hopefully I'll get this video uploaded soon. And tomorrow morning, bright and early, as soon as the sun rises, because that way I can miss the afternoon sun. But I'll be out here making some box steps they're going to be 4-foot wide box steps. They're going to go from the edge of this beam all the way out to the corner of the deck, is 48 inches. And they'll come out 20 inches. They'll be 11-inch treads and 7-inch rise. So I have 2 steps to build to get up to the deck. And then I'm going to also put it's a big step up. I'm also going to put a 2x6 across the doorway here from beam to this other beam, just to kind of hide where the underneath the doorway has deteriorated here. Was destroyed before I got the trailer. So anyhow, so I'm just going to tack a board back behind there. The other design flaw, this is what happens when you're like designing on the go and you don't know what you're doing anyhow, like me. But I realized today I can no longer prop my door open with this little handy contraption here because that beam's in the way. So it will open a little bit more once I remove this 2x4 here, because the 2x10 faceplate for or fascia board for the roof is going to go way higher. Okay, so it is Thursday and trying to finish up this deck. It is so cold out here. It's really not that cold. I think it's like in the 50s, but my feet and my fingers are so cold. It's hard to work, but I know once I get started and start moving around, then I'll get overheated. So just gonna bear through it. But today what I'm doing is I'm gonna build box steps here. They're gonna be 4 feet wide. They're 23 inches from the ground to the to the top of the deck. So I need 2 steps out here. And I'm just going to do box steps out of the 2x6s that I had purchased to do the rafters for the roof. But instead of going and buying more wood and then coming back and doing this, I'm just going to use those, and then and they're the correct height, because with the 5.5 inches on the 2x6 plus the 1.5 inches on the deck boards that'll go across them, that will give me a total height of like 7 inches, and I need 2 of those to get up to the 23 inches. So one of the steps is going to be a little bit off. I'm also going to put in some rock that we have underneath the base of the steps, just to keep some of the mud off of them. Anyhow, and then if I have time, my battery's about to die here, so I have to go charge it. But then if I have time, I'm going to build the 8 foot by 4 foot walkway deck here that's going to be lower. And there will be no step, hopefully no step needed to get up to the deck on the other side, because the ground is not as steep over there. Anyhow, so I'm going to go charge my battery on my camera and get to work, and hopefully remember to update you later. Yay, so I have steps now going up to my deck. Solid, sturdy steps that once I get a rail on it, Mom can, it's not even, the steps are actually not even attached to the deck. They're just sitting there. So I do need to get some brackets to attach it to the deck. But now Mom, once I get rails, so I have to, I'm just going to do a 2x4 railing and then another 2x4 guardrail, and only on the steps going up, just so Mom has something to hang on to as she climbs the stairs. And but now the little deck is done. Just need to do the roof part, which maybe this weekend. We'll see how I'm feeling. I want to get it up sooner than later, because I want to get it up before the rains come. But yeah, this part's done. And then tomorrow I'll be building a deck like my sister's. It's from reclaimed 2x3 lumber and 4x4 posts that my brother got from work. And so it's going to be 4 foot by 8 foot. So no cutting, just leveling out this area right here. And it'll go until the 8 feet run out. And then it'll go until the 8 feet run out, and then it'll stop. But it's only going to be 4 feet wide. So it'll be like a little walkway here to get to my car, without having to walk in the mud. Anyhow, and those are those bricks that weigh a ton that we have to use to block the trailers. So we got them up here, and then that's as far as they got. So I still need to block the trailer. I also need to skirt it, pull the stuff out that I'm storing underneath it, and skirt all that. Oh, and I did get my little kick plate for the door, so so that worked out good. Anyhow, I'm done. That's it. That's my work for the week, I think. I think I'm gonna take tomorrow off. Bye. Hi all. Okay, so today's project is done. I put some blockings underneath the trailer. I got 3 of them done. I have 3 more to go. So there's 2 on this side. I need 1 more in the front underneath the kitchen sink, 1 in the front on this side underneath the refrigerator, and then 1 more in the middle of the trailer on the other side, and get it all shimmed up, and then the blocking will be done. So I got half of that done. I also got my little makeshift reclaimed wood sidewalk done to help keep mud out of the trailer this winter. And so that turned out pretty good. This was all free wood. There's 3 4x4s running this way, just laying on the ground, and then how many ever 2x3s going the other way. These are it's crate wood, but it's crate wood for big metal sheets of metal. So that's why they use the 2x3s, and they're all 8 foot. So anyhow, so that works out good. It's pretty sturdy. It still rocks a little bit, so I need to stick more rocks underneath the corner for Dilly to dig out, because she's useful like that. And but that's it. And you can already see, look at how dirty my deck is already, just in 2 days of having the deck boards down. That's all dirt that would be on my trailer floor, and I'd be mopping up if it weren't for this deck. So yeah, this deck here looks all kind of clean compared to sister's deck. But yeah, mine will look like that in a couple more days. It'll just be full of dirt. Anyhow, so now I'm going to start getting some of this yard cleaned up and stuff put away, because the rain's supposed to start raining this next week, and there's a bunch of crap out here that just doesn't need to be out here. So now that I'm done with my major project, I can spend more time on it. Anyhow, I will talk to you all later. Okay, so hello everyone. I am probably the world's worst vlogger ever, because I keep forgetting to video. Yesterday we got these header boards. What do you call them? Not header boards, they're more like fascia boards. It just kind of keeps things stable. We got those up. That's the top of my roof there. The bottom of it is going to come to here, so it's going to be a slope of, I think that's 2.5 feet up over an 8-foot section. So it's going to be a pretty steep slope, but then all the pine needles and crap will come off, and the snow and rain and what have you. Okay, so putting rafters up solo. This is what I came up with. I tried to use the 2x10 across these two outer posts, this one and that one, except for they're exactly 10 feet 1 inch apart, and so that didn't work. So I just put this little 8-footer in between two of my beams, and for these first 4 rafters this is the rafter here, so I just have it setting up there between the header and this little 2x4 that I put up. And now I'm going to attempt to climb the ladder and set it in these brackets that I have put in here. And hopefully my cut is right, and the first one goes in easy, and if it does, then I can get the other 5 in and be good to go. So anyhow, so I just wanted to film this really quick. I'm almost out of battery, but I just wanted to film it real quick to show you what I did. I just put a 2x4 across there to lean them on until I can get up on the ladder and hopefully maneuver it in between those brackets. We'll see how it goes. Okay, so I just wanted to show you all real quick before my battery dies. But I've got 4 of the rafters in, and had 2 more, but for whatever reason I didn't count the right Simpson ties that I needed, so I gotta go back and get 4 more of those, and it's Sunday and the hardware store is closed, so I have to go get those tomorrow. But I did cut these 2 end boards here and this guy here. They're all cut and they're up there and they're ready to go. All I have to do is get the joist hangers or rafter hangers, whatever you want to call them. Anyhow, I just got to get 4 more hangers and hang those up, and then tomorrow I will throw, I have 3 2x4, 10-foot 2x4s that are going to lay across this way, and that's just a place to screw in the roofing panels. And so I'll get those up there tomorrow and then start screwing in the roofing panels. And there they are, aren't they pretty? That's what's going to keep me dry this week. So I'm super excited. Now I get to clean up my mess here. Oh, and by the way, that's what I pulled out of my gutters up there. There's just a gutter like this wide on the roof of the trailer, and it was just jam-packed full of pine needles. So that kind of tells me I need to go clean out the gutters on the other side as well. But that'll be a job for another day because I'm exhausted from climbing up and down the ladders. It's just a bit too much for me. So the Mighty Inspector here, Mighty Mo, is going around and inspecting every square inch of this porch. I'm still waiting to see if it's passed inspection. But at least now I can say it's been inspected. Wonder what the paw print on the final sign off, what the print is gonna, the signature is gonna be on the final sign off. It's just gonna be a paw print or a hairball. Okay, Mighty Mo, you want to come down now? He actually climbed up this ladder right here, one step at a time, and then climbed up onto the roof. And now he has walked up and down each of the rafters. Hi, Mo. Mighty Mo. You went down now? Oh, you have to sniff it too? Does it meet your approval? I swear this cat is part monkey.